Hi.
Hi. I'm going to start this with like an introduction. So
Okay.
let's just start off with, I just want to say to everybody, hello, whoever's watching. This is Deborah LeeAnn, and I am a leadership catalyst. I work with mostly women, but a few strong men in learning the best ways that they can live their life with purpose and passion and pleasure. And I do that through this Shine program, and which is being offered in its totality, which is now in a 3-part system. You went through one of them, Jessica, and I want to ask you about it. But first of all, would you do us the honor of introducing yourself and what you do so that we can, when we put this up, wherever it goes, you'll have your contact information and who you are provided.
Sure. Absolutely. All right. So my name is Jessica Phillips, and I am actually one of the owners of the Exercise Coach. And we have 3 locations we're very, very excited about. And it's a pleasure to be here to talk to you guys about my Strength Finder assessment, as well as just giving you a little bit more insight of what I found about myself through this. And when I looked at some of the points that I saw, I was like, really, is that me? And I was really, really surprised. So happy to share that information with you guys.
Excellent. It's been a while. I was trying to remember. It's been about 6 or 7 months since you went through the strengths program.
Correct.
We actually talked about, it's interesting that you work on the physical strength of people, and I like to dive in so that you learn what's really powering your inner strength. So very cool that you're somebody that I get to work with in this way.
Absolutely.
Tell me about when you took the strengths program. What was your initial reaction when you saw what your top 5 strengths are?
One initial reaction was like, duh. And then the other one was like, maybe I need to kind of figure out how to put a little bit more other strengths within this, because I was really top heavy in certain areas.
And so when your additional awareness after going through the class, what did that help you to do as a leader?
Well, the nice thing is now you have a platform and you see these strengths in front of you and you say, okay, these are my strengths, and how do I apply this to my everyday life in terms of my career, my family, and just all around as in itself, because it's really important to really determine, like, say, okay, these are my strengths, and I need to say, what can I do with these? What can empower me as a person by using these strengths? And actually the best part of it was, how can I bring those strengths back to me and then say, hey, I'm not so good at other things and I do need help with those things, and stop trying to be the whole package and just focus on those particular strengths and then call to others to focus on other.
That is the hardest thing, because when we're smart women,
right,
we know we can do it all.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because we can do it all doesn't mean it serves us, right?
Correct.
So when we're doing what our innate talents and strengths and, if you want to say God-given abilities, then it's more pleasurable, it's easier, and we can be more in flow.
Absolutely.
And it is okay to ask for help and say, I need somebody to help me get this stuff done, because that is not, I had like 0 in the execution.
And I think that's the biggest part for me, is that some people don't want to ask for that help. And I got news for you women. We're not Superwoman. We're not Wonder Woman. As much as we want to be those superheroes, we're not. And so what's going to end up happening is, if we just try and be that person that we're not, we're going to get burned out really, really quickly. And we're not going to be able to capture even our strengths, because we're going to be focusing so much on, well, why can't I do this? So you really need to start, what I learned from this as well is, like, you really need to look at these things and say, okay, who do I need to go to? Who do I need to delegate this particular area to, because I'm not so good? Or, hey, I need to set up a meeting with someone and say, okay, I'm not so good at this, but I want to learn to be good at it, in my own way. Can you teach me some pointers that will help me get to this point because I need this in my career or my life or whatever it may be.
Right. And I think it's easier for us to develop what we're already good at and even get to be masters of that.
Right.
And as opposed to, like, I am never going to be a French speaking woman. I love French. I keep trying to take it. It is, people just go, just speak English when I'm in France. Just
Right.
don't even mess with it.
Don't you?
So, but why? Why I'm a master at English. I'll just focus on that. So the other thing I want to ask you is the format that we did some experiential exercises, which allowed you to not just name your strengths, but to really claim them and own them. And then the last piece, which we will continue moving through the other parts of the Shine program, is where you really aim them. You take them and you really create your purpose and passion-filled vision with them in mind. But tell me,
are we talking about the strengths itself, or are you talking about that one word that we were having problems with?
Anything, because that's part of it. There's typically one, right? And that's a great, thank you for bringing that up. There's typically one of our strengths, the top 5, that is maybe not as easy for us to own. It feels like, oh, really? I'm that? I don't necessarily want to be that. Can I trade this in for something else?
Right, exactly, for sure.
And, so tell me about, how did you learn to embrace, let's just say, your top 5 in a way where you really owned them and claimed them so that you could put them into use? Let's just say so you can put them into use, period.
Okay, so this is kind of silly, but this is my way of doing things. So one way that I embrace certain things is I have it in front of me at all times. Okay, so I'll have a copy at work, or I'll have one in my mirror, or I'll have this. And so this is a reminder to say, hey, Jess, when things get rough, remember, these are the things that you're good at, and these are the things you need to focus on. So having it in front of you constantly is a really nice thing. And then going through them and saying, yeah, I am that, but I could focus on this a little bit more. Now, in terms of my 5, I'm looking at them again, and there isn't one that I would say that I'm not doing and that I wouldn't own. Okay. I would say that I don't remember all of the other ones, but one of the girls that I partnered with at the actual event, she had one, and I was like, I want that one. How am I going to get that one? So talking to her and having a plan of, how can I get that one? I will tell you, I don't know the exact word of it, but I will tell you that I took her notes and I put them back into what I'm good at, and I've made it my own.
Excellent. Yes, because that's how we can embrace and even strengthen our own, when we can see how people are utilizing theirs, and and they have to be made your own. That's the claiming process.
Absolutely.
A lot of times it's even hard for women to even just say, I'm strategic, I'm this, I'm that, right? Without, hiding from it or not really truly able to claim it. The last thing I wanted to ask you is, did you see any difference in your personal life pulling forward?
Yes. So in terms of personal life, what I have done is I have some serious anxiety when it comes to like the house being, even a spoon in the sink or something. I know this sounds ridiculous, but my husband and I have come up with a plan which is called Area of Authority. So what we've done is we have made a board, and he's like, I don't like this thing, but you can handle that. So we've taken our strengths from that standpoint and we put it in our personal life. So because before, when you didn't have that grounding in terms of everybody was trying to do everything, it just made for basically a mosh pit. And so now we have it where, we can focus in one area and what we're good at, and then that way there's no mosh pit going on. So that's one way that I did it in my personal life. So we have this board called Area of Authority, and then it has all of our particular chores that we have for the week, but it's based on our strengths.
Good.
And that's something that brings us down.
Yeah. And the other thing I was going to just say is I've had 3 different organizations that I know and love and really admire. One is the United Way, one is Wyman Center, and one is Connections to Success. The whole organization has done StrengthsFinder. And when you have it in front of you, I mean, I've even heard of corporations where everybody has their top 5 like on their desktop or in their desk area. So anybody that comes by says, oh, this is who she is, which means she likes to communicate this way or whatever. Could you see how being around others that are in support of understanding where you're coming from and how you best operate, how you best bring forth your leadership, how that could be supportive?
Absolutely. So I think the biggest thing is, and I'm not saying we've done it yet, but this is something that I feel like we really should do at some point. When you're in a workplace, you assume, and I do it too, but you assume everybody's good at something. You assume, oh, they're good at this task or they're good at this task. You have no clue what's going on inside of here, and you have no clue what's going on as far as their strengths are concerned. So you're sitting here telling somebody to do something that may not be one of their strengths. So you're putting them in this place of already uncomfortableness because they're not good at it. So why not, as a corporation or a small business or whatever it may be, start with, because we all know your success starts with your foundation, and your foundation is your employees, is, people around you every day. So why not figure out what their strengths are and then be like, okay, this is great. Now we know this. So this is your new focus for the next 3 months or whatever it may be. And then you're actually, of course, we sit down and we have some team building meetings and we talk to each other, but like, are you really peeling the onion back as much as you should? And are you doing it in the right way? So that's kind of what I found, is because I think based on how I work and everything, my employees do know my strengths and they think everything's my strength. So they're totally wrong. And so they think, oh, Jess, you should just do it. Oh, you should just do it. But this way would be a way for you to say, you know what? No, based on this, this, and this, you're actually better than me on that. So we're going to have you go ahead and do that. And that's going to make someone feel really good inside as well.
Yes, it develops them, and it also gives you a break by the delegation. And the other thing that is, it honors how people want to be worked with. I think that so often we don't understand, like just in the process of setting up these interviews with people, I've asked people, do you prefer text or Facebook message or email or phone call? Everybody has their own way of call me, text me, and I'm like, okay. So, and it's interesting, but if you're visual or you're tactical, everybody has their own best way of taking in information and sending out information. So just simple things like that make a big difference for us as a leader.
Yes.
The last thing I wanted to just ask you is, you and I have known each other for a while now, and I am a client of the exercise coach. Proud to say. I want to ask you, what is it like to work with me in terms of if you're looking for a teacher, a coach, a mentor, would you be willing to say something? I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this.
Oh, please. I like being put on the spot. So first and foremost, Deborah is probably one of the most authentic person I know. Okay. So if you want somebody that's not going to be sugarcoating anything and is going to keep you on in terms of your toes as far as what task you're on or where you need to be with certain things, she's going to keep you on task. Number one, she's authentic with it, and she's going to meet you where you're at. She's not going to try and see, oh, well, you should be here. No, she's going to meet you right where you're at and kind of help you grow in that particular way. So I think that's the biggest thing for me is when you walk in the door, I was going to say this woman, when you walk in the door, there's this like energy that I can't describe. It's just like you're authentic, and you're not the walking sternly kind of thing. You're just kind of focusing and flowing and dancing through life. And so I think that's the biggest thing for me, is that you're true, that you're not fake, and that and there's a lot of people out there that are, right? So we want to stay away from those people. And you want to stay in your feminine body. So this is a perfect coach for you if you're looking for that particular thing in your life, and a support that will support you not only during the process, but will also follow through with you as well.
Thank you so much. And yes, I like to consider that my presence, which took me a long time to get back to my body. And I think exercising is a way of honoring being in my body and giving myself something that my body enjoys. So that makes it easier. So thank you.
I'm going to say one more thing. Not that you asked, but I'm going to say one more thing.
Okay.
And that is, I've been working on one word. And the word that I've been working on for, oh man, has it been 3 years, I think? I'm not sure. The word is confidence. Okay? And I will tell you, and I'm about to cry, but I'm really excited. I've been working on this for so long, and I officially feel confident. And I'm so happy, and it's because of all the work that I have been doing, and then going to the lodge at Chesterfield and working with the women and getting that and feeling it in my body. I felt it, but not the way I've grown 6 months ago. So I asked Deborah, just so you ladies know, I asked Deborah at the beginning of this. I'm like, okay, I understand we're going to do this today, but like, I've grown so much since June. Should I be taking another assessment? Should I be doing this? And the answer was, you're constantly growing. So that's the way you need to look at it. So you can have the 5 strengths, but you can take those strengths to the next level. And I think that's what I'm doing now.
Absolutely. You have shifted so much in the last couple of years. It's amazing. And especially, you're right, in the last 6 months.
Yes.
And I can see it in your presence. I can see it in your calmer demeanor. And you're still very competent at what you do, which is what I love to do, is marry the masculine and the feminine. Can we be intellectual and get stuff done and be in flow, and find a way of doing so in grace, with grace. So I love that. Thank you so much. That really
You're
means
welcome.
a lot. And I just want to, I know that we're doing this on a weekend, so I want to let you get back to your day, but I do want to say thank you for everything, and I hope you're okay if I put this up on social media.
Absolutely. I don't care.
Okay. Awesome.
It's my authentic self.
Yes.
You have to be able to grab that.
Phillips. And would you rather me put in just the exercise coach website, or would you rather me put in like how to connect with you via email? What's best?
You decide.
Okay.
Whatever you feel is right. I did not do this as a let's promote the exercise coach. I did this as let's help a friend out.
Oh, well, see, I believe that we all shine brighter when we help everybody to rise, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you. I'm not getting back to the exercise coach till Tuesday, so I'll see you then.
Sounds good. All right, bye.